Hi there, good morning to you. You're welcome to our Branch Time newsroom here on GHOne TV. I am Mohammed. Coming up in the next 60 minutes, comprehensively, these are the stories to expect. Electoral Commission reports ballot paper shortfalls in 5 constituencies across the Volta region with barely a week to the general elections. Also in this belt, fate of former Senate boss Ernest Thompson to be determined by the Accra High Court as he battles for no conviction in the SNIT OBS scandal. We'll also touch on social development. A special needs school in Fiji risks shutting down as school faces huge infrastructural and financial challenges. Later in business, small and medium-sized enterprises urged to take advantage of recently launched Green Finance Facilitator to help them scale up. We have details of these and many others all in the 60 Minutes Bulletin. Do stay tuned in. It's 8 days to the polls, and you know your bet can always be placed on us as your election hub. Hello again, once again, my name is Mohammed. Now, the Electoral Commission has announced the discovery of shortfalls in the presidential and parliamentary ballot papers for the Keta, Ketu North, Ho Central, Howe, and Ho West constituencies in the Volta region. In a letter to representatives of all presidential candidates, the EC revealed plans to address the issue by printing additional ballot papers. Political parties and independent presidential candidates have been asked to delegate 2 representatives each to observe the printing process. The observation is scheduled for today, Friday, November 29, 2024 here in Accra. The Electoral Commission has, however, assured the public of the Commission's commitment to transparency and accuracy in the entire electoral process. Let's now engage Programs Officer with the Center for Democratic Development, Paul Abrampa, on phone. Hi, good morning to you, Mr. Abrampa. Thank you for joining us. Hello?
Good morning.
Mr. Abrampa, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Great. I can also hear you loud and clear. Now, with barely a week to the election, how worrying is this development?
Yeah, very good morning, and let me say good morning to our listeners. I don't see it as a worry. I see it as the EC being very critical of its processes, assessing itself, counting and checking all materials to make sure that it is accurate before the D-Day. So it is a step in the checking of itself to find out that it has actually delivered the required quantity of material to each police station that led into unearth this shortage. So I don't think that's a worry at all.
Some political watchers have criticized the Electoral Commission, saying that the Electoral Commission is always opening itself up for criticisms when it comes to this electoral process. From where you sit, what's your view?
You see, in the era of skilled information sharing, the Electoral Commission could have gone ahead to print the missing or the shortfalls without notifying anybody. But for transparency, improved communication, and also in order to carry the political parties along in all these processes, the Electoral Commission saw it as expedient to share information with people. So in previous years, you wouldn't have even heard of any shortfall. The printer would have gone ahead if the Electoral Commission had not come out to tell the stakeholders that this is what you have experienced, nobody could have even heard of it, let alone criticizing it. So I don't see it as a challenge on the management of the electoral process. I see it as critically examining the electoral processes to ensure that it does not leave any chance in its administration.
Now, some analysts also say that, well, the political parties cannot explicitly absolve themselves of blame because they were there during the printing process and they had the ballot statistics.
Yes, so me, I don't see it as a mistake on the side of anybody. Because I see it as assiduousness. I see it as critical examination of the processes. So it's not a blame. In some of these things, the Electoral Commission is printing for 276 constituencies. It's printing for various different parliamentary candidates. So it's not difficult at all and strange at all to see that in act of adding the numbers, there could be shortfalls. And if the shortfall had not been detected, that would have been in the mind of. But for the Electoral Commission being able to cross-check itself, detect that we have a shortfall here, itself, it's
Mr. Abrampa, thank you very much. We'll leave it here for now. That's Paul Mensah Abrampa. He is a Director of Programs at the Center for Democratic Development. Let's engage Professor Amate. He's a political analyst and he joins me via phone. Prof, thank you very much for joining me here on Newsroom. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Lily. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. It's been such a while.
Yeah.
Now, let me take your thoughts on what is happening in the spirit of transparency. Do you think, according to Paul Mensah Abrampa, he says, well, nobody should be blamed here. The EC did not err. As a political analyst and a watcher, do you think anybody can be blamed? Can the EC be blamed? Can either of the political parties be blamed?
Well, I don't think anybody should be blamed. What I think is satisfying is the fact that we have identified the problem before the due date, and we are, taking the matter into our own hands to solve it. And I think that is the beauty of it. Look, if we hadn't detected this, you know what problems we're going to face? We're going to face delays and disruptions at polling stations, and people are going to be frustrated. And these things could lead to many, many untold hardships. Look, candidates and voters alike will cast a doubt on the integrity of the ballot. And we would have been in a very big mess. I think we all should be grateful to the fact that we've identified a problem and we have, taken steps to get it resolved.
So in going forward, what can the various political parties in collaboration with the Electoral Commission ensure be done, as we have just about 8 days to go?
Well, the good thing is that they've all been invited and they all are supposed to send representatives to, I think, so as to get the issue resolved. What I didn't like about this whole issue is the fact that public letters were written and they are all on social media, and then the fact that the printer's name had also been issued. That's not too good. Yeah, in the true spirit of transparency, the EC is doing what she can in order to get the thing resolved. But in doing so, you need to be also mindful of the fact that there are bad guys around who could do anything anytime. So I don't think the publisher's name should have been included in the publication. I don't think the publication should have gone out to the public. I think it could have been handled in a way as to get it to the parties so they could also send their reps. I don't think it is incumbent upon all of us to put our efforts into this and make it work. Because if it doesn't, then what do we stand to gain?
Ni, thank you very much, as always, for speaking to us. That's Ni Amate. He is a political analyst. Meanwhile, the National Democratic Congress is accusing the Electoral Commission for doing a shoddy work with regard to ballot statistics. Engaging journalists ahead of the IPAC meeting scheduled today, Deputy Director of IT and Elections for the NDC, Dr. Rashid Tanko, said the NDC's eagle eyes will continue to monitor the Electoral Commission. Let's go there now and engage my colleague Obed King Gaglo. Obed, what can you report now? Has the IPAC meeting started?
Right, so Lily Mohammed, the IPAC meeting is yet to start, but in a few minutes time, the meeting will start. All political party representatives are seated and waiting for the Electoral Commissioner to address the gathering. But most importantly, this IPAC meeting is going to discuss some key issues about some shortage of ballot papers that have been detected in some regions, and also the explanation to the clarification of accreditation to some media houses. Well, earlier we engaged the Deputy Director in charge of IT and Elections of the National Democratic Congress, Dr. Rashid Tanko Computer, who was accusing the Electoral Commission for not doing a good job with regard to ballot statistics that were given to various political parties, reason why there have been shortages with ballot papers in some of the regions. But let me engage some of the political party representatives who have showed up this morning at today's IPAC meeting. And as you can see, they are seated waiting for the Electoral Commission. Mr. Saki Awungobet is the chairman of the PNC. Mr. Saki, good morning. You are live on GHOne TV.
Good morning. Good morning.
What are your expectations in today's IPAC meeting?
Well, I think the EC have invited us. There are issues that they want to discuss, that whether with the some parliamentary ballot issues. And of course, you know, that's about 2 weeks ago or so, we were here to talk about AHAF origin and voter origin in regards to the ballot printing. Also, I'm sure yesterday you saw that the political parties met to sign the peace pact, and we are just winding. I'm sorry, the EC is just winding towards December 7th election. So I think today's meeting is going to be very crucial. We're going to discuss all the pertinent issues, and then whether the EC has positioned itself strongly and for this coming 7th December election. And of course, I think Monday or Tuesday, the security agencies will be casting their vote before the rest of us. And I think with you people, the media as well, because you are very vital. I'm looking forward to also find out from the EC why they think that they needed only 12 people to 12 media houses, am I right, at the specific polling station. This election is very interesting to the whole world, Ghanaians everywhere in the corner, and we have different media houses that we are attached to. Is that not it? Somebody may be watching GA television. Someone want to watch maybe a local station in Tamale or in Upper East region, where I'm coming from. So if you say one station 12. How do they also get to watch? And I think that there's nothing, the EC has nothing. Their motto is transparency, and I expect that transparency will happen. And we need all the media houses to be there, whether you are local media houses, international media houses, or a major media houses. You should be given the opportunity. There shouldn't be any limited accreditation at the coalition center. I strongly want to agree, and I'm going to make that position here strong. I'm going to register that position here, and I strongly believe that we are prepared to listen to them. We have to work with them. Political parties support to admonish our people to not to do any violence and have violence-free elections, and that's what I look forward to seeing.
Thank you very much, Mr. Awungobet. So that was Mr. Saki Awungobet, who is the chairman of the PNC. And let me still engage some persons. He's correcting me that he's the national chairman of the PNC. Exactly so. But let me go and engage some other political party representatives who have showed up at this crucial IPAC meeting. Good morning, and you're welcome to GHOne TV.
Yes, good morning.
Right. So you are representing the APC, Dr. Hassan Ayariga. What are your expectations for today's IPAC meeting?
Well, I think that upon the invitation of the Electoral Commission, the agenda for discussion, it's about accreditation and then the collation of the general results. And that is why we are here, and we are waiting for their submission. Then we would be able to comment whether if we are okay with that or not. But we are all hopeful that we should conduct ourselves well and professionally that we would be able to go through a general election that is peaceful for the good of Ghana.
Thank you very much. So, Lily Mohammed, those are some party representatives. First person I spoke to is the national chairman of the PNC and also secondly a representative from the APC. So basically, that is the euphoria here at the headquarters of the Electoral Commission ahead of this crucial IPAC meeting.
Thank you very much. That's Obed Kingaglu. He is our reporter on the ground as the Electoral Commission has called the various political parties to an emergency IPAC meeting. Let's bring you that sound of Dr. Rashid Tanko Computer. He is a Deputy Director of Elections and IT of the NDC, who is accusing the Electoral Commission of doing a shoddy work when it comes to ballot statistics.
You should have supported us in the demand of the summaries. They should have given us summaries of regional summaries, constituency summaries, and we would have compared that one to their ballot statistics they've sent for printing. They generated wrong statistics here and sent it to the print house. That's why you had these shortages. I have to congratulate my regional officers and that of my agency. Because we look at it. We've taken time to look at the statistics and we realize that these were wrong statistics they have sent to the printing house. So what do you expect? The printing house will print the same statistics. So the printing house didn't do anything wrong. The agents there didn't do anything wrong. The problem is from this house. We have been checking, you've seen that some other regions today had ballot serialization problems and some of them, because of the large numbers they have, that is what led to that. But this one is a statistical problem. And it emanated to the kind of statistics they generated here for the print house. And clearly, if you had the summaries, you yourself could have calculated it. Because you know that they are adding 2% to the ballots for each polling station. But they refuse. They rather dump national summaries for you people. You know, everybody was quiet. What do you expect? You are going to have this problem. You should be worried as a media man to educate Ghanaians that these people are not doing the right thing. They are trying to shortchange Ghanaians with reckless way of handling figures. This is what they've started, and we are going to put our eagle eye on them because come December 7, they will start giving us wrong figures again because we don't trust their figures. Never trust any figures that will come from them until you clear from us, NDC. Trust NDC figures.
Now, governance analyst Dr. Frederick Odro is advocating for Ghana to adopt the U.S. model of election scheduling, which designates a specific day in a month rather than a fixed calendar date. The suggestion comes in response to concerns raised by the SDA Church, which has urged its members to observe the Sabbath day. In Ghana, Election Day currently falls on December 7 every 4 years, which sometimes coincides with the Sabbath. Dr. Odro believes that adopting this model could ensure maximum participation in elections. He joins me on the phone with more. Dr. Odro, thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Some call us a baby democracy. As a baby democracy, do you think it is time to consider this particular model?
Yes, I think it's very important that if we look at reviewing some of these constitutional provisions to make it workable for all sections of the population. As it stands now, I mean, if we fix a date and say this is what happened on that day, that the danger is that some people will feel left out because for strong religious reasons, somebody might opt not to vote, but the person would have ideally preferred to vote. That's why I believe we need to begin to look at more workable systems. Instead of choosing a date, we can look at the most feasible day of the week.
Okay.
That we can conduct the election. So we choose that in every election year, in the first Friday, or the first Monday, or the second Monday, or whichever day we think is most suitable. We pick that as the day we will have our national election, the presidential and parliamentary election. But I would also propose same for the local level election. That's the one we use in choosing our assembly members and unit committee members.
Okay.
If you can have a fixed date, so that wherever you are, you can prepare for some of these days, and then we look at the convenience. Traveling convenience. Quite a number of people in the country choose not to vote at where they live.
Okay.
They may be going to their hometowns and other places to go and vote. So they need help. You must factor in the travel time or travel day. Whether it's as to when they are going and when they are coming. Ideally, Saturday should have been a very good day for such an activity. But because of the strong religious attachment to the day, especially by Adventists, we need to be mindful of that. So I would consider a day like a Monday. Say the first or second Monday of every December in an election year.
Okay.
To be as the day we want to have an election. I'm suggesting, I'm not saying that is the best day. We can have better discussion. I think Monday will be good because you have the weekend to travel to go and vote. And perhaps we should also consider making the election day a public holiday so that whoever wants to go and vote can have ample time to go and vote. Except those who may have to do other things who may have special duty. But already a system exists for such people to vote on special voting day.
Okay.
So we need to have a serious discussion about this and arrive at a day that will be more convenient to us. Maybe in future we also need to look at the time for the election as well.
Right, Doc, thank you very much for speaking to us. We appreciate your concerns. So that's Dr. Frederick Odo. He's a governance analyst. Now, presidential candidates of the two leading political parties, the NPP and the NDC, together with their flag bearers, have pledged their commitment towards a peaceful election. Speaking during the signing of the 4th Presidential Peace Pact, organized under the theme Pursuing Peaceful Elections, Non-Violent and Justice, John Dramani Mahama and Dr. Mahmoud Baumia assured Ghanaians of their unwavering commitment to ensure an incident-free elections.
Peace is the foundation upon which our democracy is built, and it is essential that we preserve it even during these critical times. We're all too aware of the devastating consequences of electoral violence in other countries. We cannot afford to traverse that same path. As patriotic citizens, we have a collective responsibility to ensure that our country remains a beacon of peace and stability in our sub-region, and we in the NDC stand prepared to play our parts to achieve this. As citizens, we must recognize that our actions have consequences. While some verbal jousting is to be expected in our daily politicking, divisive language, hate speech, and inflammatory rhetoric that can incite violence should have no place. Temperance, tolerance, understanding, and respect for one another's opinions and beliefs should be the guiding principle upon which our politics is practiced. On our part, as political leaders, we must prioritize peace and unity in our campaigns and avoid unsubstantiated allegations and focus on issue-based campaigning. We must compete on ideas and not on insults. To our security agencies, I commend you for your tireless efforts in maintaining law and order, and I urge you to remain impartial and professional in your duties, ensuring that all citizens can exercise their rights to vote without fear or intimidation. To our media practitioners, I encourage you to promote balanced and accurate reporting, and we must avoid misleading the electorate by deceiving them that some parties are going to vote on one day and others are going to vote on another day. We must avoid sensationalism and speculation and focus on providing credible information that promotes peace and understanding. I also wish to commend the Electoral Commission for the cooperation we have enjoyed so far, and it is my hope that all electoral officers will conduct themselves in a manner that is impartial and neutral.
Well, a cross-section of the public have expressed their thoughts on the signing of the Peace Pact, citing its importance in ensuring peace.
It's very necessary for them to sign the peaceful agreement because you are in this election year where the NPPs and the NDCs, both parties want to come to power. And something happened the previous year which the NDCs won't like that thing to happen again. Let's say if something like that happens, they might not understand. It will bring a lot of misunderstandings, wars, and can cause death and illness.
Peace is something that is very important because when you compare Ghana to other countries, you see how tribal wars and other things, it is taking the country backwards, and we don't want to have such in Ghana here. So it's good that they've gone for the peaceful signing and other things. There should be transparency so that if somebody loses, he himself will realize that, oh, he has lost the election. There's no call for any alarm. But if you are not transparent, one may think that he is cheated or something. So what we are pleading with the Ghanaians, the Electoral Commission, and those who are like the polling agents, everybody should do his work well and make sure there will be free and fair election.
Signing will let people know how confident they are that they want peace, how confident they are that they want something better for the future of our kids, for themselves, because war is not just about killing. War is starvation. There are a lot of things in war. I'm confident in the system. It's not about just belief. I'm confident in the system. I'm confident in the Ghana Police Force. I'm confident in the government. I'm confident in opposition, because even if you want to do something, opposition is there for you to. Opposition is there to correct things. So I'm confident in everybody.
The flag bearer of the governing NPP, Dr. Mohammed, is calling for the promotion of Ga language education to prevent its decline. He noted that many newcomers to Accra can live without speaking Ga. The language is gradually being neglected, making it crucial to boost efforts in teaching it. Dr. Baumia made these remarks during a visit to the Gamanche on Thursday.
The Ghana state hosts the capital of Ghana. And because of that, the rest of Ghana is here. But that has implications for the Ghana state, which we have to take account of in policy. It has implications because land becomes a problem. That is an issue. The demand for land here is much higher than anywhere in the country, which means indigenes do not get access to affordable land. That is a major issue that we have to deal with. Secondly, educational opportunities is another issue. Jobs is another issue for the youth in here, because the chances, because everybody is here, the schools have limited chances for the youth who are here. Limited jobs. So, and also the language. The language is another problem, because most of us who are here, we can survive without speaking Ga. That leads to a decline in the language. So we have to make sure that Ga is taught in our schools. To protect the language. To protect the language. Otherwise, it's going to be very costly. There are a lot of issues of land that the Ghana state has.
That's it on the Election Hub. Let's now focus on social development. The Catholic Special Vocational School located at Fijay in the Sekondi Takoradi metropolis, which specializes in training special needs children in the western region, is grappling with infrastructural challenges as the main access road leading to the school is in a deplorable state. Additionally, school authorities are struggling to maintain the upkeep of the school children due to a lack of funds. There is more in the following report.
The Catholic Special Vocational School located at Fijay in the Sekondi Takoradi metropolis was established to equip children with special needs the needed vocational skills. The school presently has close to 200 special needs children, but the constant challenges with infrastructure and financing is impacting the quality of care and tuition. The school's bus has currently broken down, with the dining hall also in dire need of refurbishing. Florence Asiedua is the administrator of the school.
We have many challenges, especially our roads. Where you were coming, we were suffering, so you have to use a different route to this school. Our road is very bad. Our school bus is paused. And we have the dining hall that the children are eating. This is just a temporary structure. It's not actually a dining hall. We don't have a playground for the children, so making it difficult for them. And their food is an issue, even though the government provides, but it's not enough. So we fall on other NGOs for their support.
Among the school's many challenges, students are also forced to sleep on the bare floor, as almost all the beds have broken down.
We appeal to the people out there to help us with the dormitory. You see, as time goes on, the children increase, and the dormitory cannot contain all of them. So we appeal to everyone, if they can assist us with the boys and girls dormitory, we're very grateful.
As the school calls for more support from the general public, some benevolent persons donated some consumables to the school.
Away from that, the High Court in Accra will today, November 29, 2024, rule on a submission of no case to answer filed by former Director General of the Social Security and National Insurance Trust, SNIT, Ernest Thompson, and 4 others who are standing trial over the SNIT Operational Business Suite. Justice Henry Anthony Kofi, a justice of the Supreme Court, presiding over the case, set the date on Thursday, October 24, after all parties filed their written submissions, though the prosecution submitted theirs late. The accused, Ernest Thompson, and 4 others, through their lawyers, are seeking to be discharged on the grounds that the prosecution has not established a case requiring them to present a defense following the conclusion of the prosecution's evidence. The prosecution has called 10 witnesses to support their case. All 5 accused persons have pleaded not guilty to the charges, including willfully causing financial loss to the state to a tune of $15.3 million. Now, 2-year-old Abadanye is in a fight for her life against leukemia. Her family urgently needs to raise $150,000 for a life-saving bone marrow transplant. While Ghana's health insurance covers diagnostics and some support for childhood cancers, it falls short for major procedures like Abba's. In this report, Awisi Dedejange highlighted the struggles faced by her family in this policy gap.
This is Abba before her diagnosis. Her smile, that energy. She's the kind of little girl who lights up the room, dancing to any music she hears, spreading joy without even trying.
Leg to the left side, 1 leg to the
life is welter away from that simple happiness. Her days are spent in hospital rooms, facing blood transfusions and rounds of chemotherapy.
Child, losing the child to cancer. As a mother, I don't think it's the best way.
It started with fevers and fatigue, nothing too unusual first. But her parents could tell something was wrong. After a series of tests, they got the news no parent wants to hear. Abba has acute lymphoblastic leukemia, a fast-growing cancer affecting her blood and bone marrow.
Around June, every 2 weeks we go to the hospital because she was having persistent fever. And then at a point, I noticed that she wasn't able to walk in the night. Before it starts, she will cry the whole night. I noticed that there was something wrong with my child. So I sent her straight to the hospital, and then a children's hospital. Then the pediatrician herself examined her, and she told me she's afraid to tell me that she suspects that my child has leukemia.
According to the World Health Organization, around 1,200 children are diagnosed with cancer in Ghana each year. Childhood cancers are often more treatable than those in adults, with an 80% survival rate if diagnosed early. Yet, in Ghana, only about 20% of affected children survive, largely due to delays in seeking treatment. Dr. Samira Yamiolia is a pediatric oncologist at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital in Accra.
It is really difficult to say there are preventive measures. The best is early detection, so that when parents find any of these signs, it's best for them to present to hospital for the appropriate investigations to be done, so that diagnosis can be made early and then treatment can be initiated quickly. Most of our patients present very late. Even when they come and then diagnosis has been made, then there's a next challenge of the next challenge is being able to raise the money to properly treat the child.
Abba requires a transplant to replace her damaged cells with healthy ones from a donor. This procedure is crucial for resetting her bone marrow and enabling it to produce healthy blood cells again. Unfortunately, it is also incredibly expensive, costing $150,000, far beyond what her family can afford.
So we need about $150,000 to be able to send her to India for the bone marrow transplant.
Abba's 6-year-old brother, Pakwisi, struggles to understand it all, but says he misses his once bubbly sister.
When she gets sick, her body becomes hot. She doesn't eat, and she's always crying. It makes me sad.
Ghana's National Health Insurance Scheme has recently started covering some childhood cancers like leukemia, Burkitt's lymphoma, Wilms tumor, retinoblastoma, making diagnosis and some supportive care free. But major expenses still aren't covered, leaving those who cannot afford major procedures to die. Abba's family is hopeful that with a transplant, she can return to being the joyful child she once was. For them, this medical breakthrough offers a lifeline if only they can raise the funds in time. Reporting for GHOne News, I am Awisi Dede.
Now this is where we come to you again asking for help. No little amount is too small. Let's save Abba's life. So we implore you to come to the aid of Abba. She requires $150,000 so she can live. Let's still focus on health. President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo has urged health practitioners to consistently demonstrate the highest level of professionalism, emphasizing the critical role the profession plays in human existence. He made these remarks at the second Ghana Health Service Awards, an initiative established 2 years ago to recognize and reward hard-working personnel in the health sector.
Ghana Health Service Awards aim to promote excellence and motivation among health workers. Delivering the keynote address, President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo stressed the importance of unwavering professionalism in the health sector.
It must be emphasized that these infrastructural and technological investments alone cannot guarantee the realization of universal health coverage. We need to guard against ethical lapses, indifference, and lack of compassion, which have no place in our healthcare system. Such conduct erodes public trust and diminishes the dignity of citizens. I urge all healthcare professionals to uphold the highest standards of professionalism, empathy, and loyalty.
Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Patrick Kuma Abuaji, called for the institution of a Health Workers' Day to honor the invaluable contributions of health professionals, similar to Teachers and Farmers' Day.
These awardees embody the resilience, dedication, and the selflessness that drive our healthcare system forward and ensure its continued success. Your Excellency, it is important to stress that the remarkable sacrifices of our health workers truly deserve national recognition and deeper appreciation. While tonight's awards fulfill part of this obligation, I strongly advocate for the institution of a National Health Workers' Day.
Chairman, Principal Midwifery Officer and overall best winner, expressed gratitude to the Ghana Health Service and to the government for the honor. She encouraged her colleagues to strive for excellence.
All that I will say is God who has done it. Because if I look back at where I started my work, 34 good years in the deprived area, all my colleagues, some are directors, but I'm still at the principal midwifery officer with passion. I do my work with passion. And the national and all the regions that I've worked, when they come to my facility, they call it a teaching hospital.
Award winners received various prizes, including brand new vehicle, motorcycles, refrigerators, television sets, and laptops.
News returns after this breather. Please stay tuned in. Hello, welcome back. This is still Newsroom here on GHOne TV. It's now time for the business brief, where businesses, particularly SMEs, have been urged to take advantage of the recently launched Green Finance Facilitator to scale up. With climate concerns and sustainability issues gaining prominence in business conversations and operations, players in the sector are consistently seeking opportunities to go green by reducing carbon emissions and degradation. Joshua Kujo-Mensah was at the launch of the Green Finance Facilitator and has the rest of the story.
As the world moves to more efficient climate-responsive practices, businesses are being urged to adopt similar green practices in their operations. In furtherance of this, the Green Finance Facilitator, GFF, launched here in Accra, is providing a pipeline linking investment-ready green projects to potential investors.
Realize there's often a gap between, so to say, on the supplier side and on the demand side, meaning that a lot of financial institutions have problems actually to find businesses that qualify for their financing mechanism, and at the same time you have companies that would need access to finance, especially in the green sector, but they are not investment ready, meaning they don't have bankable projects. So this Green Finance Facilitator is addressing exactly that kind of gap, where we offer for companies to send in their application, and then we will see how much we can help them in support of getting really a bankable project.
Team lead for the implementation of the GFF program, Albert Boating, stressed that the project does not provide funding but makes businesses investor ready to attract the needed funds.
Projects that we present to them meet these expectations, so we are not obliged just by virtue of somebody applying to the program to present them. We work to make sure that these criteria as set by these institutions can be met, and for which reason when we do present them, it's just a question of, do we like this project, do they meet our expectations? At that point they'll make a decision whether to proceed or not, but our job would have been done. That's why I said we are reverse engineering what these institutions need or expect to find in businesses, and before we present, we make sure that in fact these criteria are met. And then
now, Minister for Communication and Digitalization, Esla Owusu Ekufo, says Vice President Bawumia has not abandoned the economy, as some Ghanaians say, but rather building a digital economy. Addressing the media during the launch of Ghana's digital economy policy in Accra on Thursday, the minister noted that Dr. Bawumia has rather leveraged digitalization on all sectors of the economy to boost development.
This digital economy policy and strategy is therefore not just timely, but essential in addressing the new realities of the digital transformation we are pursuing. It aims to set a clear direction for harnessing digital technologies and platforms to drive economic growth, create sustainable jobs, and improve service delivery to our citizens. This digital economy policy and strategy is our roadmap to positioning Ghana as a leader in Africa's digital future. We will be the digital. So Dr. Bawumia has not abandoned the economy. We're building our digital economy.
Let's now bring you the latest updates in sports, and Monica Bukari is standing by. Monica, tell us what's up in sports this afternoon.
Well, Lily, not so good news, and the Black Stars once again have dropped 4 places down in the latest FIFA rankings that came out yesterday. We were 73rd, we are now 77th in the latest FIFA ranking. I'll bring you details of this, plus other stories making headlines in the world of sports. Do stay. The Black Stars of Ghana have dropped 4 places further down in the latest FIFA rankings after failing to secure a win in all of their 6 games. On the international front, Chelsea continued their flawless start to the UEFA Europa Conference League campaign with a hard-earned 2-0 win away at Bundesliga side Heidenheim. The side were made to work hard for the win by German outfit, who had 2 goals disallowed and forced Chelsea goalkeeper Philip into a string of excellent saves. But two moments of class proved the difference in the second half as Christopher Nkuku and Modric both produced top drawer finishes from Jadon Sancho crosses to end Chelsea a 2-0 win that sent them top of the Conference League standing. Let's take a listen to Chelsea boss Enzo Maresca.
It's exactly the way we expected the game. Bundesliga team away, small pitch. You know, it's always complicated. But overall, I think we deal quite well with that. We could score many goals. We also conceded some chances. But overall, I think we deserve to win the game, and I'm very happy for the player.
Now, Manchester United made a winning start at Old Trafford under new boss Ruben Amorim as the side came from behind to beat Norwegian team Bodo Glimt 3-2 in the Europa League. United scored after 48 seconds when the game commenced. Despite the early goal, United endured a period of frustration as Bodo Glimt headed in 2 goals in 4 minutes to take the lead. But Højlund produced an outstanding finish to pull the Reds level before the break. Back from recess, Manuel Ugati's cross from close range 5 minutes into the second period secured United win. Manchester United manager Ruben Amorim made some reflections after the game.
Different things. I know this is a different competition, different team, but we improve with the ball. We control more the tempo with the ball. We push the team a little bit more higher. We create more chances. We should kill the game before the end of the game. We suffered 2 transitions. I think we need to improve on that because it was like runs. Was like physical thing, 1 against 1. We have to improve on that, but I like some things that the team did today.
Now that'll be it for now, but do join us at 1 p.m. here on GHOne TV and Star FM for the game. My name is Monica Bukari. Back to you, Lily. Should we sell the Black Stars? What do you think?
Please sell and give me my share.
We surely will.
Anyway, that's it for the news. For more news updates, kindly log on to starfm.com.gh. My name is Lily Mohammed. On behalf of the entire